Hey everybody. Alright, so I don't know if you guys know this new Captain America film is coming out. I'm pretty hyped for it, but I was on Japanese YouTube for a little bit because, I'm a weeb. And what do I see but a trailer about Hawks like teaming up with Falcon or something as like a cross promotion, right? And then it hits me. That's actually a really good idea. Plus, you know, I do like to try to kind of sandwich new content. So like I cracked the door a little bit. So this is my way of, I guess, cracking the door a little bit into MCU content, right? So I uh I really I'm excited for it, and I think that team up it really got me thinking. This matchup actually be close. And I did some looking, and no, it is not. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna do the best I can to calc it anyway. And also, it is good to have MHA versus MCU without involving Midoriya, just because I'm saving Midoriya for the future. I don't want to use him yet, or I don't want to use him again. I got some big plans for him, so you guys better be excited. And One Piece fans better start shaking in your boots now. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with Falcon. Falcon, new Captain America. How strong is he? Well, he should be comparable to, at the bare minimum, most of the like professional humans in the world. So that puts him at least a small building level. After all, he's compared to like Hawkeye, Black Widow, stuff like that. And you know, he's very strong in that aspect. But he does have scaling to Black Panther slash old Captain America Steve Rogers, and that should mean he's somewhere in the building level to maybe even like small city block, and it just it provides a really good level. Now, getting into the cool part though, it's his new suit that should definitely boost him to the bare minimum at building level plus, maybe city block level of depending on how much of a boost you think his new suit is going to be. Plus, we gotta talk about the cool thing, aka the shield. Now, the shield is a fine piece of work. Why? Well, because it scales durability wise to the top tiers. Everything except for like Thanos' blade would bounce off it, right? So we know that's the cap, but we do know that Mjolnir hit it and did nothing to it. That's about a moon level feat. Obviously, Thor can shake entire worlds and destroy celestial body and stuff like that. So it's safe to say that the durability for the shield itself is moon level. But keep in mind, even if Falcon were to throw it and hit someone, it's not a moon level attack. It's just moon level durability, just because of the way it's made with vibranium, right? Now, moving on to how fast he is, the repulsor beams are light. They're light. You check the guidebooks, you ask people, they're light, right? Most characters can react or at least parry them, so that does give them at least relativistic to speed of light combat speed, right? I don't think Falcon can fly that fast, but he should be able to at least dodge, bob, weave, and even attack at that speeds, right? So it's safe to say that he should at least be relativistic. Personally, I think he's speed of light. He does not scale to the high tiers like Captain Marvel, just because once again, while they performed massively faster than light speed feats of crossing the universe, Falcon is not that guy. He's not a top tier in his verse, right? So yeah. Also, I'm gonna get into this now. If he scales to Red Hulk, which I don't think he will, that would put him at small country level, just because I believe that Red Hulk would be similar in power to the original Hulk in Avengers Age of Ultron, which has some country level calculations, or small country level calculations. My fault. But now that we've successfully scaled him, let's move on to, well, the other flying superhero, Hawks. So, where does Hawks scale? And right off the bat, I need to get into this Hawks' durability is not fantastic, but his attack potency is very good. To put into perspective, he was fighting All for One with Endeavor, and he seemed to do at least significant damage to him. On top of that, he could damage the Nomu. Both of these characters scale above at the bare minimum the Intercontinental Cruise Missile, which is about 8.67 teratons of TNT, which is country level. Now his durability should be significantly lower than that, but not to the extent where, he's gonna get shot and die, right? So yeah, Hawks is a monster, but his durability is slightly lacking compared to his offensive power. Now, getting into, well, his feathers, he does have synthetic feathers since we are taking him at, I would argue, his prime or his strongest, which would be him in the war arc, just because characters grow from combat, right? And this leads to sort of him not having super fantastic control over it, but he at least can attack from multiple directions and use them to boost his speed and attack from multiple different angles. However, since we were talking about speed, let's move into that. So, my hero characters are light speed. I'm gonna say this now. My hero characters are light speed. You know, I've seen some people try to downplay, like, oh, no, only Midoriya. No. Everyone is light speed, okay? Invisible Girl was able to intercept a laser shot out by Aoyama. An actual laser. It's referred to as a laser in everything. I literally own a data book where it is called a laser. And characters are able to dodge it, intercept it, and move faster than it in order to jump in front of it and save someone's life and redirect it. Such is the case as Invisible Woman I was saying prior. But Invisible Woman is not one of the fastest characters in the verse. You wanna know who is one of the fastest characters in the verse? That's right. It's Hawks. Right. So, bare minimum, Hawks is the speed of light. There are multiple calculations which can get Hawks to a few times faster than light, which I think are relatively reliable, considering he should at least scale faster than Todoroki, at least Todoroki pre-war arc. And, he may not be as fast as the MFT characters like Shigaraki, Deku, and Bakugo, and All Might, right? But he's still very impressive. So, to finish off Hawks' section, he should have country level attack potency. He should have a little bit smaller durability or a little bit weaker durability. And he should be FTL at the minimum. And his special ability and special component he brings to this fight is being able to attack from multiple directions. And I guess have true control over, what every little piece of feather he does. Alright. Now, let's move on to the fight and the outcome. And if you've been paying attention, you're going to realize that Falcon loses quite badly. So, even if you give Falcon the highball and say that he'll scale the country level because he'll punch the Hulk in the face and the Hulk will get knocked out by his punches, and that will put him at small country level. Cool. Hawk scales to country level, right? He scales to that. Plus, yeah, both of their durabilities is not at that level. So this really does come down to attack potency, breaking through defenses, and speed, right? And to be fair, the first two can kind of be combined into one. And I think Hawks has better attack potency than Falcon. And on top of that, Hawks is just blatantly faster. He's much, much, much faster. If you lowball both versus, Hawks is faster. If you highball both versus, Hawks is faster. That's the thing, And then you combine that with, hey, well, Hawks can attack from multiple directions. And yes, Falcon can as well with his technology, which, don't get me wrong, will, subsidize some of the countermeasures he was lacking beforehand. And it would work out. The problem is Hawks can control multiple of his feathers independently and fluidly, and it allows him to attack characters from all angles, right? And and Falcon is relying on a directional defense because yes, Hawks is not getting through the cap. No, he's not getting through the shield, right? Problem is, the shield is not omnidirectional. It covers one direction, and Hawks is going to be able to attack from multiple directions and move around very easily. And so that moon level defense that Falcon has basically means nothing because Hawks can just get around it and stab the human who is at large building level to maybe city block level, right? So, yeah. It's safe to say that Hawks has this in the bag. You know, I'm not trying to put Falcon down or anything, especially with his new movie coming out. But, you know, sometimes sometimes you gotta realize there's a reason someone's number two. Anyway, folks, I hope you guys had fun with this video. Obviously, MCU scaling is a little bit weird. I'm not too knowledgeable of it. I try, right? I do my research. But if you guys have some unique calculations or ways of scaling, that would be nice. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and put your opinions down in the comments. And I don't know, maybe in the comments you could also wink wink nudge nudge subscribe, just so you know, you get more consistent content, because when I get positive feedback, I think that I'm doing a good job. Therefore, I release more videos and put more effort into them. And on top of that, you know, if this ever turns into an actual job, I'll be making content more consistently and probably at a higher quality. I don't know, I'll try to improve, and I hope you guys continue this with me. Anyway, speaking of improving your content, guess who has to go edit the video? Yeah, that's me. So, without further ado, this is Rox signing off.